We started Lecture 6 with the simplest possible neural network, an input vector x, a matrix multiply, a squishy nonlinearity, another matrix multiply, another squish, and an output y hat. That was video 1. We end Lecture 6 at ChatGPT. Same shape, just a lot more of it. 10 videos, one idea. Every layer of story we told is a variation on Matmul, squish, Matmul. That is the whole arc. Welcome to the Lecture 6 Closer. This is the recap video. We walk Vone through V9 in order, pull out the lesson each one added to the arc, then set up Lecture 7, the core NLP tasks, translation, sentiment, named entity recognition, question answering, what the field was actually trying to do the whole time, and what changed once transformers arrived. Where we ended last video, V9, tokenization inside an LLM. The English never enters the model, it becomes token IDs, which was maybe the most humbling revelation of the whole lecture. The thing that feels like language to the model is a sequence of opaque integers. That closes the loop on the input side. Now we can zoom out. All 10 videos, one arc. What did we actually learn? Today's puzzle. Not a new puzzle, the oldest one. Why did this specific idea, a stack of matmuls with squishy functions between them, grow into the thing that can write essays, generate code, and pass most standardized tests? Answer: because at every level of the story, one more piece got added, and none of the pieces required abandoning the core shape. That's the arc worth remembering. Today's 3 beats. First, walk Vone through V9. Every video, one sentence, the one thing you should remember. The full L6 arc as a single line. Second, the 3 lessons of the arc, not the details. The higher order patterns, why this specific story, told in this specific order, actually explains why NLP looks the way it does in 2026. Third, Lecture 7, Core NLP Tasks, Translation, Sentiment, Named Entity Recognition, Question Answering, what the field always cared about, and how transformers rewrote the whole task list. Beat 1. Walk the arc. Vone, the 90-second neural network. A stack of matrix multiplies with squishy functions between them. Backprop learns the weights. That is the entire architecture underneath everything else. V2, the 3 godfathers. Hinton, Bengio, LeCun. Kept the idea alive through the AI winter. Won the 2018 Turing Award for it. V3, RNNs. First serious try at reading a sequence, one word at a time. Elman, 1990. Almost worked. Vanishing gradients killed it. V4, LSTMs. Hochreiter and Schmidhuber, 1997. Added gates. Explicit forget mechanism. Fixed the vanishing gradient problem RNNs died on. Ruled sequence modeling for 15 years. V5, attention. Bodenau, Cho, Bengio, 2014. First, then Vaswani et al., 2017. Attention is all you need. Killed RNNs, turned self-attention into the primary computation. V6, transformers. What that architecture actually looks like? No math required. Stack of attention blocks and feed-forward layers. The generic engine. 7, BERT versus GPT. Same transformer, 2 ways to train it. BERT masks 15% of tokens, predicts them, bidirectional context, great for classification. GPT predicts the next token, causal, great for generation. The objective is the personality. VEIT, the scaling hypothesis. Kaplan 2020, straight lines on log-log plots for 7 orders of magnitude. Chinchilla 2022, corrected the recipe. Scale params and tokens roughly 1-to-1. Emergent abilities, Wei 2022. V9, tokenization inside an LLM. Live look at BPE, inside GPT tick token. The English never enters the model, chunks do. That closes the loop back to the very first video. Because tokens are the input vectors, X we started Vone with. Now beat 2, 3 lessons. First, the same simple shape scales. Matmul plus squish, stacked. Scales from a toy MNIST classifier to a system that writes production code. Nobody in 1990 predicted that. That's the surprise. Second lesson, every step, one specific engineering piece got added, and that piece unlocked something new. Backprop unlocked training. Gates unlocked long sequences. Attention unlocked global context. Pre-training unlocked reusable general models. Scale unlocked emergent abilities. If you know the sequence of additions, you know why 2026 looks the way it does. This lecture is that map. Third lesson. What actually gets input to the model matters as much as the model. V9 was the humbling one. GPT never sees English, it sees token IDs, which means most of what we called understanding is actually a very good pattern over integer sequences. Every debate about whether LLMs really understand comes back to that, and every practical decision, cost, capability, failure mode is downstream of the tokenizer. Beat 3. Lecture 7. Core NLP tasks. Because we just spent 10 videos on the architecture, Matmul, attention, scaling, tokens, and we never once said what the field is actually trying to do with all of it. What tasks, what benchmarks, what actual problems. Turns out, for decades, NLP had a specific pipeline: tokenize, tag parts of speech, parse the sentence, extract named entities, resolve pronouns, extract sentiment, answer questions, translate. Each of those was its own research field, 10,000 papers each. Then transformers arrived and ate the pipeline. Modern LLMs do all of these at once, implicitly, with no explicit stage in between. But the tasks still exist. They still get benchmarked. They still fail in interesting ways. And knowing what each one is how you actually evaluate an LLM's claims about language. Lecture 7, Table of Contents. VONE, the pipeline itself. V2, Tokenization revisited, the hard cases. V3, part of speech tagging. V4, parsing. V5, named entity recognition. V6, word sense disambiguation. V7, semantic role labeling. V8, coreference resolution. V9, multi-word expressions. V10, the recap. 10 tasks. Every one operationalizes a slice of what we mean by understanding. 3 takeaways before the quiz. 1. The same simple shape scales. Matmul plus squish, stacked, took us from Rosenblatt's perceptron in 1958 to ChatGPT in 2022. Nothing got thrown out. Every advance was additive. 2. 5 specific accretions matter. Backprop, gates, attention, pre-training, scale. If you can name those 5 and what each one unlocked, you can read almost any modern NLP paper. 3. What enters the model matters as much as the model. Tokens, not letters, which means most weird LLM behavior is tokenizer behavior, and most claims about understanding need to survive that fact. Quiz 1. What are the 5 specific accretions? Lecture 6 identified as the story of modern NLP, a convolutions, pooling, dropout, batch norm, and ResNet. B. Backprop, gates, attention, pre-training objectives, and scale. C. SGD, atom, cosine decay, warm-up, and gradient clipping. Or D. Encoder, decoder, positional encoding, layer norm, and residuals. B. Backprop unlocked training. Gates unlocked long sequences LSTM. Attention unlocked global context transformer. Pre-training objectives unlocked reusable models, BERT and GPT. Scale unlocked emergent abilities, Kaplan, Chinchilla. Everything else in the field slots under one of those 5 accretions. Quiz 2. Why does the recap keep insisting the English never enters the model? A. Because LLMs are secretly writing in Chinese. B. Because the tokenizer converts text to integer token IDs before the neural network sees anything. The model reasons over token sequences, not characters or words. C. Because the model translates every input to Python first. Or D. Because English isn't a supported language. B. This is the V9 lesson. The model reads a list of integers. Every weird behavior, miscounting R's in strawberry, expensive Japanese, arithmetic failures, is downstream of the tokenizer, not intelligence. If you want to reason about LLM capability, understand what enters the model first. Quiz 3. What is Lecture 7 about? A training your own LLM from scratch. B. The classical NLP task pipeline. POS tagging, parsing, NER, WSD, semantic role labeling, coreference, and multi-word expressions, and how transformers changed each one. C. How to fine-tune LLMs with RLHF or D. Reinforcement learning for language models. B. Lecture 6 gave you the architecture. Lecture 7 gives you the tasks. 10 videos on what the field always cared about. Each task operationalizes a slice of what we mean by understanding. And everyone still gets benchmarked in 2026. Back to the puzzle. Lecture 6 was the story of one architecture becoming powerful enough to talk to. Matmul. Squish Matmul. Scaled up 100 billion times. That is the entire arc. Lecture 7 takes that architecture and asks, what specific problems does the field still measure it against? Because every ChatGPT understands language claim runs through one of those 10 benchmarks. Next time, Lecture 7, Video 1, the classical NLP pipeline. Tokenize, tag, parse, extract, analyze. Each step was its own research field for 30 years. Then LLMs ate the whole thing. Except the pipeline is still there, hidden inside the model. And knowing it is how you actually evaluate what these systems can do. Hit subscribe.